You don't need to go to Niagara Falls when you can eat some Brian balls.
Collectors and diecast viewers on YouTube, this is Original Big Bri here, and welcome guys to the Season 9 premiere of the NASCAR Diecast News 2019. Happy to say that, guys, and man, it's a new year, new beginning, like I've just said on the promos. I mean, I hope you guys all enjoyed those promos that I posted on my social media to get hyped up for this. Still can't believe it, guys. 9 years of the NASCAR Diecast News, and to think that 1 year from now, we're going to be, the series is going to be turning 10 years old. I mean, I never thought I would come this far for you guys, so just, I appreciate all you guys' support, and guys, I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers. I know it's not much, but man, if I could get to 3,000 subscribers for this year, or whenever, I mean, that would be just absolutely amazing. So just, hope you guys are going to enjoy this Diecast News. As you guys can tell that, I'm not posting any more NASCAR Authentics news on the Diecast News, because I'm going to try to keep these episodes at least 20 minutes long, or at least at the 30-minute mark, because I understand that some of the episodes were very lengthy. So after doing a little cleanup of realizing of what the Diecast News was originally supposed to be, it's got to be the following, guys. We got new diecast to show you guys for 164s and 124s from our good friends at Plan B Cells, and we also do got a lot of 2019 pre-orders, which we'll be showcasing on the showcase very soon on the slideshow. And of course, we also got 3 new cancellations, and one of them in particular is our first ever 2019 cancellation. Can you guess what it is? If you guys guessed it right, then that'd be awesome, but we'll find out more and everything else as this Season 9 premiere of the NASCAR Diecast News starts right now. But before we do that, guys, you might want to go ahead and just relax a little bit, because we're going to get right onto the slideshow. Enjoy, everybody. Alrighty, everybody, welcome to the NASCAR Diecast News 2019 Season 9 premiere. As you guys already know, I am your host, OBB, Original Big Bri, the Diecast News guy. So anyways, guys, let's go ahead and get things started with your newly released 164s off the newly released diecast from our good friends at Plan B Sales. And we're going to start off in the numerical order like we always do. And the first one up, it is the 2018 Austin Dillon number 3 American Ethanol Darlington Throwback car, which you guys already might know that this was, you know, one of the latest throwbacks that was later revealed leading up to the Southern 500, which, you know, I mean, this was kind of a cryptic Darlington throwback. A lot of people thought it was going to be, you know, the GM Good Wrench throwback from 2001 because of just how secretive that, you know, Rich Chills Racing was keeping this car a long secret. I don't know, I mean, Bubba Wallace kind of did the same thing as well with his last minute change on the car, but this one, I mean, I mean, you guys already know that this car is a Dale Earnhardt throwback to his All-Star car from, I believe, 1995, which is ironically my birth year, so I barely just remember that car, but such an iconic car that he drove at the All-Star race, and man, that was one hell of a car to look at under the lights, both at Charlotte and at Darlington, guys. Just beautiful car, and might I say, I mean, Lionel really has slacked on the special finishes lately, but they completely nailed it in both scales, guys. By the way, this car is available in the 124 scale as well. I mean, just this metallic finish that this car has just looks sleek and shiny, and just overall really nice looking car. You could almost mistake this car as a chrome car, for Christ's sake. I mean, that's just how cool looking this car is. So great job to Lionel, and more importantly, great job to Ridge Jones Racing for bringing this iconic number 3 All-Star car back to NASCAR. So just really awesome looking throwback. One of my favorites so far that we got for Austin Dillon. Next up, we got another car that's on the PTC mold. Oh boy, you guys are just ready for me to go ahead and start a rant on this. Well, what the heck? Here we go. So we got Clint Bowyer's number 14 Stewart-Haas Racing Fan Cup car. And just like the car from Wave 12, it is on the PTC mold. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? I mean, the car should have been canceled. Honestly, it should have been canceled. A lot of people are also, saying, oh, the PTC mold is too bad. Well, if the PTC mold isn't too bad, then look at that spoiler. Tell me that there's something off about that spoiler. It's a little big, right? How about super big? It's really freaking big. Oh god, I almost cussed on the Diecast News episode. Woo! Alright, I might as well move on to the next one, guys, as I'm about to, go on rage mode on this PTC mold. Ugh. You guys already know how I feel bad about those PTC mold diecasts. Check out my rant video on Wave 12 if you guys haven't already, but you guys are probably already getting a good kick out of this. But yeah, what a disappointment this car is. It's probably going to be in the top 10 worst list of 2018, which I am in the process of making that video as well, guys. So, like I said, a lot of great content that we got coming up in this channel. Next up, we got Eric Jones' number 20 by Toyota.com Daytona First Cup race win. I mean, another race win that we got produced in the 164 scale with another first-time winner. I mean, just like Ryan Blaney's Pocono win from 2017 and Chase Elliott's Watkins Glen Cup win, even Almadeer's car as well was produced from Spin Masters. So, I mean, it's really cool that we have, companies like Lionel Racing that go out and make the first ever race win diecast for each driver. So I think that's really cool. However, though, this car is inaccurate. As you can tell, this car has confetti on it, right? Well, Toyota had a problem with the confetti covering up their logos, so you can clearly see on the hood that the Toyota logos are perfectly cut out and not covered that confetti at all. This car, the whole hood of this car was covered in confetti, but Toyota said, "Hey, we don't want this diecast produced unless you get unless we can get the Toyota logos on this car and people can see it perfectly." So yeah, they did tone down the confetti of this car a lot, and that's gonna be a deal breaker for some people. It doesn't really bug me too much, but considering that a big sponsor like Toyota, even the manufacturer, guys, I mean, they're the one who draws in the most money in NASCAR for the manufacturers. So Lionel kind of had to follow that order, especially from someone like Toyota. So I understand that, but still a nice looking car regardless, even though it's got that one little inaccuracy. But at least it's better than that freaking Clint Bowyer car, am I right? Next up, we got Chase Elliott's number 23 Hooters car, and holy hot damn, that is a really nice car. I mean, there's something about this car that I really do like. I can't really put my forehead around this. I mean, oh yeah, there it is right there. Yeah, Lionel Racing, man, you gotta love them. We can't have Monster Energy logos, or we can't have 5 Hour Energy logos, but heck, this is America. We can have a nice hot smoking girl on a 164 diecast that all little kids can see. Man, that's America at its finest right there. Heck, we even have alcoholic 164 diecast, for Christ's sake, compared to everything else that Lionel has censored and been PC'd on. So but in all seriousness, guys, this is the car that he drove at the Charlotte Xfinity race, and I might say this is a really nice looking car, and I'm not just saying that because of that nice little hoochie girl right there, but yeah. Oh man, I'm looking forward to review this car with Race Day 2011 and my good friend Derek Lewis, because man, we're gonna have a ball reviewing that car, that's for sure. So I would get this car if you're a Chase Elliott fan and if you really like Hooters. Next up, we got some Kyle Larson 164 diecast. We get the Credit One Bank Stripe car that he drove at the Daytona Night Race. I mean, I'm excited to go and get this car out of the way because, you know, I mean, it's kind of cool that we had two patriotic schemes coming out for Kyle Larson. I mean, this one was probably the most underrated one. But the next one I'm about to show you guys is the raced version Chicagoland win for Kyle Larson in the Credit One Bank car. This car is probably a better. It's probably. I mean, it's kind of odd that they decided to. I mean, I guess you can consider the Credit One Bank Stripe car not really a patriotic car, but it was ran at Daytona night races, and usually a lot of patriotic cars run at the night races at Daytona. But the Chicagoland race version, guys, I mean, if it wasn't for that close finish that we've had, I don't think Lionel would produce this car. I think the only reason why they decided to get this car produced because of that amazing finish we had between Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch. I mean, heck, even another fun fact about this, I believe me and David were actually watching this race coming back from the 6 hours of the Glen, and I was just talking to him. I was just like, dude, this race is actually pretty damn good. And yeah, but then we saw that Kyle Busch won, but still though, Larson almost had it, man, and knowing David Land, he kind of likes Kyle Larson, and my good buddy Race Day 2011 as well, and my good friend Derek. Man, I know a lot of people that like Kyle Larson. Very surprised I'm not a Larson fan. So I can join in on the group. I picked Blaney instead. But in all seriousness, guys, I mean, all these Kyle Larson cars that we got, I definitely recommend the Chicagoland race win. I mean, well, I said race win, did I? The raced version. He didn't win in this paint scheme. I mean, he almost did, but nope, he didn't. But God, this car is just awesome, man. I mean, I'm glad to see Lionel was able to make this car, and but you know it's sad that they made this car, but they didn't make the 164 version of the actual Chicagoland race win. Maybe we'll get it for NASCAR Authentics, who knows? But really, really nice additions that we got, excluding that Clint Boyer car for the 164s. And now it's time to get on to the 124 exclusives, guys. We're going to be going down through these like hot water right now, guys, because like I said, we are on a limited time constraint. So I'm trying to make these episodes as best as I can, as Windows 10 just did that for a second. As let's go ahead and start off with some patriotic cars, guys. We got Matt Kenseth's number 6 Winter Rewards patriotic car that he drove at the Coca-Cola 600 race. So a really nice looking car. You know, I was going to talk about this car during Wave 12, but considering what happened, decided to put it on here. So, I mean, I think this patriotic car looks really nice. It's very simple. I love the stars and stripes on this car, especially the stars. I mean, it really blends in well with this paint scheme. And just overall, I mean, this is probably, you know, one of the final Matt Kenseth cars that we are getting for him. Considering nothing else has been released. I mean, we do get the Roush All-Star car that just came out as well, but as for diecast, I believe this is, I mean, well, we got like, what, the Oscar Mayer car, that's the only one left, so it's one of the last few diecasts we'll be getting from Matt Kenseth, so that encourages you guys to get this car, get it. Next up, we got a lot of truck diecasts. I know I'm kind of breaking the rules. I'm going to go out in numerical order for a second because I want to talk about the Thor Sport trucks. No, we are not getting 164s just yet, guys, but we do got some 124s in stock. So let's go and go down the line of all those truck diecasts that we got released. We got Mayette Snyder's number 13 Louisiana Hot Sauce car. Well, it's a truck, Brian, but you know what I mean. You know, solid looking car. I mean, I really do like this. I think, I mean, this paint scheme really has started growing on me. And I'm probably still the only person out there who has not tried this brand of hot sauce. I'm more of a Frank's Red Hot guy, if you know what I'm saying. Put a little ranch in there would be good. But yeah, I mean, sorry to disappoint Mayette Snyder, but if you guys don't know who that guy is, he is the son of the in-race reporter Marty Snyder. So fun fact right there. Really nice looking truck that we got. We also got some. We also do got some more truck diecasts, considering of your 2018 Camper World Truck Series champion. Brett Moffitt, we got 2 race wins to be talking about. We got his Smart Series Iowa race win, which this car, well, truck, there I go again, very green, very, very green, but, you know, nice variety that we got for Brett Moffitt, and, you know, it was cool that this was, we were able to get, you know, majority of his wins from last year, considering, that this race team, you know, is pretty underfunded and they really lacked a lot of sponsorship, but to see that still their diecast got made, it was pretty amazing. We also got the FR8auctions.com Chicagoland race win truck, so a great addition to go along with the Kyle Larson raced version, so I mean, that's some great timing right there. So really nice looking trucks. I mean, I probably prefer the Smart Series car over the FR8 auctions. It's just a little bland, but still
really nice looking additions that we got right there. We even got some more truck race wins. We got Justin Haley's I believe was it FOE Gateway race win. I mean, beautiful, beautiful truck that we got right here. I love the basic white design. It's basically Justin Haley's original paint scheme, but they decided to put patriotic colors with the, instead of the black, they put white, and then where the yellow stripes were, they mixed it in with red and blue. Perfect combination. I mean, the red number might look a little odd, but just, man, this is a really simple paint scheme. I really do like this, especially coming for a truck. We don't really get that much patriotic trucks, and glad to see that this was one of them. Plus, it's in Victory Lane, and it's a white truck, so you guys know how, you know, when a car's all white, or majority white, you're going to see all the details, so this will probably be one I would recommend getting as well, guys. We also got, well, we got to talk about the 3 other Thor Sport trucks as well, and then we'll get back on to the Cup Series and the other ARCA car. Let's see right here. We got one of the Kentucky boys who I've been following for quite a while now, considering I'm from Kentucky. We got Ben Rhodes in the number 41 Alpha Racing Solutions truck. Another green truck, which looks really nice. I mean, I didn't really like the paint scheme at first. Well, I was still kind of salty that he went to Ford, but I'm kind of over it now. But no, this ain't the only time we're going to be getting a Ben Rhodes diecast, guys. We're also be getting his Kentucky race one as well, which I might pick that up because you guys know me. I love the state of Kentucky, and that diecast screams Kentucky all over it, guys. But yeah, I mean, really do love this car. And plus, Alpha Racing Solutions is, you know, one of Ben Rhodes' big sponsors. So glad to see him. He did one in this truck at Kentucky, but it was a different. It was the same paint scheme, but it was the Carolina Nut car, I believe. But just man, I'm really loving all that. Plus, what a great accomplishment it was to get all Thor Sport trucks to get produced. Same with the KBM trucks. So I'm really looking forward to the 164s. Next up, we got my Menards truck. We got, no, it's not Paul Menard, it's Matt Crafton, guys. And man, just when I thought the Eldora win was just good enough, this one basically just like that, but it's a clean version, guys. So I mean, that's the best to describe it. And plus, I forgot to say this, guys, all the Ford trucks, they do have the updated grill, guys. So that's another great detail from Lionel, because I know they didn't what it was like the Las Vegas playoff race that they decided to change the grill. So that's probably why these diecasts were on delay, but glad to see Lionel was able to update those from what I know. Could be wrong about this, but from what I've heard, I'm going by this by Race Craze 95 because I saw one of his reviews on the Grand Picker truck. But yeah, I mean, that's really cool. But back to the Menards truck, guys, it's basically just like the Eldora win, but it's a lot more cleaner. But can't go wrong with this, guys. This is another great addition for you guys' collection. Plus, it has the updated grill. That's awesome. And we got to talk about your Las Vegas playoff winner. A lot of people were kind of salty about this guy winning because, no Grayson got screwed out of another truck win. We got Grand Infigure in the number 98 champion. In the I believe that's just, it says champion. I thought there was like something else to say, but yeah, another nice addition, guys. I think this was actually the first Thor Sport truck that was released, and then the rest were followed after that. But yeah, I mean, really like the paint scheme. I'm glad to see that we finally got a Grand Infigure truck in here, guys, along with the Mayette Snyder, because we did have Matt Crafton and Ben Rhodes in truck diecast before. So glad to see that happen, guys. And overall, guys, the truck diecast look pretty awesome. And now let's get back on to the Cup Series, guys. So now we got Clint Bowyer's number 14 Carolina Ford dealer, John's throwback. This car might look a little familiar because I did talk about this, as this car is going to be released in Wave 1 of NASCAR Authentics. But if you're a big fan there, Jared, recommend getting this car because that's what the throwback is to this car. Next up, we also got another throwback car, which will be in Wave 1 of 2019. It is the iconic Shell Pennzoil Johnson throwback car, driven by Steve Park, that Joe Logano actually represented at the 2018 Southern 500. I mean, beautiful car. It's a shame it got canceled on the 64 scale, but my man, Lionel Racing, they brought it to Wave 1 of NASCAR Authentics, so looking forward to that. You'll probably hear more opinions and thoughts on that review when it gets released very soon. Next up, we also got Dean Burrito, guys, Matt Benedetto, number 32 Nest Iwata car. This was, I believe, canceled in 164 scale, but it was made in 124 scale. I believe this was the first time we actually got the sponsorship. I know this was one of the sponsors that carried over from him from BK Racing to I'm still Levine Family Racing. I wouldn't be surprised if they carried over, but they went to Go Fast Racing with De Benedetto when BK Racing went down the tubes. So yeah, I mean, I do like the silver rims. It does look really nice, really nice. I mean, but you can definitely tell this was like a last minute resort because poor Matt De Benedetto does not even get a special packaging. Like, he doesn't even have his name or his face on the packaging, so that's sad, but at least we can say we got a De Benedetto car produced along with his Can-Am cars, so I mean, better late than never, I guess. Next up, we got another Don's Throwback car, and it is Bubba Wallace, number 43 STP Blue Don's Throwback. You guys know this is another car that's getting released in Wave 1. I know I keep saying that a lot, but I don't want to keep repeating myself, but then again, not everybody has watched the Wave 1 Thoughts and Opinions review, so yeah, if you guys are a big fan of Richard Petty and his blue car, this is probably a great car to get. It's a shame that he only ran this during the practice and qualifying sessions. Man, really hoping Richard Petty could learn their lesson, but considering how that team's doing, there won't be a Richard Petty Motorsports anytime soon, considering how things are going for 2019, so, but we can only hope, guys. We can only hope. And speaking of Richard Petty, we got to talk about Thad Moffitt's number 46 Performance Plus Motor Oil car. Now, this car, I mean, this is yet another ARCA car that got released, but it was canceled in 1/64 scale. But, I mean, first of all, you guys are probably wondering, I mean, what's so special about this car? Well, if you look really closely, this car actually has a blue chassis, and I think that was probably done on purpose, considering how this car was. Yeah, it could be inaccurate, but that's a really cool feature, guys, because if you guys remember, Action Racing Collectibles used to do that. I actually have a Martin Truex Jr. a Mexico City 2005 car that has a red chassis on it. So if you guys remember the red chassis that you know, the old diecast makers used to make, like this is way before Lionel Racing and way before Winter Circles. I'm talking about like Racing Champions, Action Racing Collectibles, Motorsports Authentics. I mean, especially you know, Racing Champions and Action Race Collectibles, they were, you know, majority of the ones that made those colored chassis. So I'm glad to see Lionel still does that from time to time, and it goes really well with this car. Although that yellow spoiler, I understand Menards is an associate sponsor and the main sponsor for the ARCA series, but it does not go well with that paint scheme. But man, another solid looking car. And you guys probably wondering, well, Thad Moffitt, he's related to Brett Moffitt? Sadly not, it's just a weird coincidence. He's actually, I believe, the great grandson or the grandson of Richard Petty, from what I know. So I find that pretty odd because you guys know, I mean, the 42 was Z Petty, the 43 was Richard Petty, and then the 44 was supposed to be Kyle Petty, and then Adam Petty was supposed to be in the 45, but we saw, you know, what unfortunate circumstances happened to him, God bless. And now the 46, guys, so I mean, this is, you know, another Petty that's in the stepping stones, so it's only appropriate to have the Petty Blue on this car, but really nice addition that we got. I'm glad to see Lionel still making some ARCA diecast, and I'm hoping for more for 2019 for this year. Next up, we also got Jimmy Johnson, number 48, Jimmy Johnson Foundation Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 that he drove at the Kentucky race. So this is another car that was a victim of the Wave 12 incident, but I'm going to give you guys my real opinions about this car. I really do like this car, I really do. It's a shame that the 164 in Wave 12 is, you know, complete and utter dog shit, but the 124 actually looks really nice. I mean, the yellow number, the white rims, I mean, it's a shame he only drove this car for one race, but I'm really hoping we can see the Jimmy Johnson Foundation car return for 2019, but I don't think the purple is going to go well with the Ally sponsorship if that's the case. But the Lowe sponsorship really mixed in well. But who knows, guys? Maybe we'll get a surprise sponsor for Jimmy Johnson if they could bring this scheme back. But yeah, I'm just really liking it. It's giving me a lot of vibes when he drove like the old Jimmy Johnson Foundation cars. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like 2008, 2009. Almost kind of reminds me of that SeaWorld car he used to drove. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it definitely has some vibes to that, if I do say so myself. Maybe that's why I like it, because I remember that car. And the last car to be talking about, so the 124 exclusives, we got to talk about Alex Bowman's number 88 Nationwide Children's Hospital car that he drove at Watkins Glen. I mean, I already said my opinions on the Wave 1 review, but, you know, pretty underwhelming. I mean, the Nationwide Children's Hospital schemes have really got onto me. I didn't really like Al Geier's car that he drove at Mid-Ohio a few years ago, and that he also won in as well. And just, I don't know, the purple just looked really odd. Well, I think that one was okay, but I didn't really like Dale Jr.'s from 2017, and then this year's just, well, 2018's, last year's, you know, it's a little underwhelming. I mean, some people might like this, and I know it's all for a good cause and stuff, but just, I don't know. I still can't figure out why I don't like about this car. It's just very meh, I guess. But that wraps up on the 124s, guys, and the pre-orders. Would talk about all these pre-orders, guys, but just make sure you order all the 2019 pre-orders that were on the showcase for the slideshow, because some of them are already on DMP alerts. If I do have to say so myself, some diecasts are already on the DMP alerts. They're not canceled yet, but I believe the Craftsman Eric Jones car, that's on there, and the Brandon Jones Menards car. So you know, that's why I encourage you guys, pre-order the diecast, because otherwise we're gonna get onto our last topic of this video, and it is going to be on the cancellations, guys. We got 3 new cancellations to be talking about, which some people are going to be very disappointed on, and some others actually might take full enjoyment out of it, considering you know, cancellations is when the time oh god, I'm already there's already going to be a lot of trolls in the comments probably or in the Premiere live chat. But let's go and get things started. We got 2 2018s and 1 2019, so 2018, might as well get the past out of the way. So we got David Reagan's number 38 Trident Seafood car. This is a victim of having every single car canceled in every single scale. So we are not getting this car produced in any scale, guys. No 164, no 124 ARC, and no 124 Elite. So this car is gone into the trash just like that. So I mean, I'm trying to remember when he drove this car. I know it was very later in the year. I want to say New Hampshire, but I feel like that was wrong. But just I don't know, guys. I mean, this paint scheme definitely has a lot going on, and I don't mind it. I mean, it does look pretty nice. As you can see right there, the paint scheme is basically just like a fish. I think it's actually a pollock fish, if I'm not mistaken. Well, that's what it says on the car, Brian. Wild Alaska pollock. Congratulations, you can read, dipshit. But all seriousness, guys, I mean, this is a nice looking car, but unfortunately, it has been canceled in every single scale. And speaking of another car that got canceled in the only scale that was offered, it is another first-time winner, guys, but not in the Cup Series. It's for the Xfinity Series, guys. We got to talk about Joe Nemechek's son, John Hunter Nemechek, who recently just won the Kansas race in his Fire Alarm Pink Service, in his Fire Alarm Services Pink car. And it's a shame that this car got canceled. It got canceled in 124 ARC, and it was not offered in any other scale. So I guess you could say this car was canceled entirely. So pretty unfortunate. I know a lot of people actually had a high demand in this car, and they wanted to see this car, considering that this is what, like the second time we've got a Kansas win that was trying to get produced. I know Christopher Bell's win from 2017 got produced, but this one unfortunately didn't follow in those footsteps, considering you know, the obvious reasons. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed, guys. I mean, I know a lot, considering that we're never going to see a 42 car ever again in Victory Lane, and this is probably what's going to be the last opportunity for this. I know Ross Chastain's DC Solar car is getting produced, but that's pretty irrelevant now, considering what happened with DC Solar, which I'm not going to say anything else, because paying respects to you know, my boy Agonasty Fan 142. So yeah. And the final card to be talking about, guys, we got to talk about our first ever 2019 cancellation. Now, I'm going to give you guys a quick second or two to tell me what is the first diecast that is canceled. All right. And if you guys already seen the diecast news official Instagram and Facebook and all that, then you know, I wouldn't consider yourself a cheater, but feel free to join in on the party, but try not to spoil it. So if you guys are correct on this, it is none other than our Daytona 500, our defending Daytona 500 champion, Austin Dillon, in his number 3 AAA insurance car. I mean, this car is basically exactly the same as last year. So, and it's canceled in every single scale. But I got a good feeling this will be in the NASCAR Authentics way, because we've had the AAA car from 2017 made an appearance. We didn't got it for 2018, but since this car is canceled, no one lying now, they're going to be like, oh, this car got canceled on 64 scale. Let's put it in NASCAR Authentics Wave. So, if I'm right, then that's that, I guess. But that's mostly going to wrap up the cancellation, guys. And more importantly, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this Season 9 premiere of the NASCAR Diecast News. I know there's not much content else to talk about, but I'm trying to keep these videos, you know, as you know, short as I can. I think right around the 20 to 30 minute mark, I think that's when it's going to get there. So just, yeah, just really appreciate all you guys' continued support of the Diecast News. I'm hoping that this year is going to be a great year for Diecast comparing to last year's. And hopefully we'll have a lot more stuff to talk about. But feel free to also comment below which what are you mostly excited for the 2019 NASCAR diecast season. I mean, we got the 164 trucks that are going to be coming in, the Toyota Supra diecast that's going to be coming in June or so, and then of course the Ford Mustang diecast. I mean, for myself, I'm looking forward to the truck 164s. I mean, this is something we've been waiting for a long time, and I'm probably going to make a ton of videos about this when we get more intel about this. But according to Howard Hitchcock, it should be in Wave 2 or Wave 3, so we can only keep our fingers crossed. But you know what I know? They could pull a nice little troll on us. I mean, am I right? Looking back at Wave 12. But once again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the NASCAR Diecast News. This is OBB, Original Big Brian, the Diecast News guys, signing off for now, and I will catch you guys on another NASCAR Diecast News episode.